Hello everybody, welcome back, SIlverXXX here. So today I've got a new micro. I've got the E011. I ended up getting the Bright Saint version, which is just the blue and white one. The box is kind of damaged so you can't see. Along with this one they also have the Dark Knight. So let's take a look what you get in the box. Alright, so to start you get some instructions. So we've got a couple different languages. Get our little action figure. Looks like we get a screwdriver, spare props, and a charger. The quadcopter itself. And the transmitter. The transmitter looks to be identical to the H8s. This is obviously my modded version. I'm sure that these still pop off, which is good because then I can actually transfer these over to it. Just take the same 3 AAAs, imagine. Yep, 3 AAA batteries in that. Alright. Looks like we've got 260 milliamp hour 30C battery. That's pretty good. And still got the JST CH2.0 connector right there on the board. So I'm still going to be able to use any of these batteries here. Very cool. Let's take a look at the flight controller. Very cool. Looks like we're going to be able to wire it the same way for the camera. The antenna is, wow, much beefier. Much beefier than the original. Here, let's take a look. Put them side by side. It's a little piddly wire antenna here on the original. You can see it. Got this nice beefy wire on the new one, so that's nice because I've been worried that I'm going to break mine off. See if I can get that to focus. Sorry, guys. There we go. So yeah, that one's looking pretty good. I'm going to do the VTX wires the same way. I'm going to pull them from the back, even though I see up front here. So I can get in there. It looks like we've got some pinouts, so we could use that too, but I'm just going to stick with the ones in the back. This might actually lead somewhere. You can see this board's a little bit bigger. It's pretty nice. I'm impressed. Very impressed. Alright, so let's see. Let's go ahead and get a VTX on here. Go ahead, cut away for a minute. I gotta heat up my soldering iron, glue gun, and everything. So hold on for a second, guys, and I'll be right back. Alright, guys. So on top of this E011, I actually picked up some of these all-in-one cameras too. These are the bwhoop WT05s. That to focus. There we go. And these are some little tiny cameras with the whip antennas. These are 600 TV lines, 25 milliwatt power consumption. I believe these are 40 channels. Maybe 48. Yes, 48 channels. So what I'm going to do for these is, so I've got to take the power leads off an old Whoop flight controller that I've got, and then I think I'm actually going to utilize the same power from this one too, and then I'll save my extra cable. So let's see where we're at. Alright. Just gonna wait for this thing to heat up. So yeah, while I'm waiting for this to heat up, I guess we could talk a little bit about some of my upcoming videos. So as you've noticed, it's become a lot nicer outside, so I'm going to be able to fly a whole ton more and get some more practice in. And I took the Hubson out just the other day, and I cannot believe how slow and sluggish that thing is compared to these tiny whips. I've flown these things so much that I've kind of become accustomed to their characteristics and what they do. So flying the Hubson with my goggles was pretty interesting. It was very fun, but I need to get out of GPS mode. It's just that day that I was flying, it was incredibly windy, and even upon descent, I was getting a lot of what do you call it, tollable effect, I believe, where you get the drone starts to kind of swivel throughout the air. I don't know, but it's not good. So I have to be careful with that one about that. I see it on the tiny whoops just a little bit, but it's not anything nearly as violent as what I see with the Hubson. Ooh. So I'll finish getting these off real quick. Perfect. Like it's black. There we go. Alright, so this is just an old flight controller from the E010. So now we've got our GST PH 2.0 battery lead, and we've got our GST, or this isn't a, I can't remember, it's 1 1/4 pitch. This is going to be what we're going to use to connect the camera. You got to be very careful and pay very close attention to make sure that the positive and negative line up when you plug these in. I've had, I believe the Crazy Pony all-in-one camera that I have that I'm using for the, excuse me, the H8 mini whoop, that was actually reversed. So what I do is I just plug them in before and make sure that it's, sorry, let's see if I can get this to focus. Just want to make sure it's red to red, black to black, and then you're good to go. Very good to go there. Alright, so what I'm going to do is first I'm going to put on the power leads. We've got our positive here. And then I think I am going to use these pads up here in the front for the camera, because I don't want to stack them and I don't want to pull the connector off the bottom like I did with the other board. And just do it this way for now. Let's go ahead and get this in. We'll plug a battery into it, test it too, make sure it's working okay. Alright, cool. So we've got some power. So we've got our power leads figured out. I believe I can just tuck one of these in here. Just kind of put it in at an angle. Yeah, I should be able to plug this in just fine. Alright, good deal there. Alright, so then now what we'll need to do is get this power for the camera situated. So I'm going to tin up these real quick. Alright, there we go. Trim this down just a tad bit. Alright, let's go ahead and get this last lead on. Alright. So I'll just let you see what I did here. So I've got my positive and negative on the front. And same for the back for the power and the battery. So let's go ahead and get our camera plugged in. Make sure all this is working. Alright, so we've got cameras on. Looks like we have there we go. Sorry, I was just on the wrong band and channel. So you can see I've got some transmission okay there. So yeah, good to go there. So sorry, this build's going a little bit slow and it's completely on the fly. I just pulled this out of the box, so I want you guys to kind of get an idea of what I do and how I get ready for my stuff and everything. So I've already got my glue gun out, but I didn't remember to plug it in, so I gotta heat that up real quick. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna figure out how we're gonna attach the camera. Now, I've been a huge fan of having the lower the profile, the better. I've noticed that obviously my antennas last a little bit longer. They don't get as damaged as quickly. I can also fit in and through smaller gaps and spaces. So I like to kind of keep mine a little bit lower. So for this one, I mean, I just put it on the top. I wanted to test out one of these Wolf cameras and see how well they work. But for this one, I'm going to be doing this one similar to my H8 Mini Whoop build, where I'm going to have the camera actually mounted down here lower, so that way the antenna is just sticking out. One thing I have to keep in mind and be careful of is that I don't interfere with the battery tray. So, I think the best way to do this one, maybe I will just mount it on the top for now, just to get an idea of how well it performs. A little bit of hot glue. It should be good to go. So let's see where the hot glue gun's at. It's heating up. So I'm going to go ahead and cut away real quick, guys, and I'll come back right when my heat gun's good to go. Or my, my glue gun. Alright guys, welcome back. Alright guys, welcome back. So I was going to hot glue this directly to the board, but I decided I wanted to put the little minifig guy on there, have him holding the camera. So just going to, a few more seconds for my hot glue gun to heat up, and I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. We're going to see how it works. I was just checking the camera, make sure I could see okay with it, and it's looking pretty good. And if this doesn't work, I can just pop it off and end up gluing it to the board. Yeah, this looks pretty cool. Pretty excited about this. I hope it's not too top heavy. Alright, that should be good to hold it. So I'm going to go ahead and, sorry about that, I'm going to go ahead and cut away. And come back, you guys can see some flight footage. Alright, thanks.